Good morning. Gonna give a second for people to trickle in before I start. Gonna give it a few minutes. Let's see how many people. Yeah, it's still only 3 people. Just gonna wait a little bit. Okay, we got 6 people. I think that's good enough to get started. I'm just looking through some names right now. Just trying to get a sense of what's moving in the market. Okay, we got 10 people. Okay. So if you guys read my morning note, and if you were in the Discord last night, you heard me talk all about 66.71. This was even when the market was down at 66.50 this morning. I took some calls, and the reason I took the calls is my golden rule. My golden rule said we needed to test 66.71 during cash. We did that now. Now I'm waiting to see what we get going forward. It looks like SPX wants higher, and this is kind of like this lockout rally that just happens. Sorry, I'm looking at TSSI, and I'm gonna actually add. I just added some TSSI shares. Post that in my Discord. Okay. Yeah. So what SPX is looking to do is, I don't know. I want to call it lockout rally, but it's looking quite strong. If you enter calls yet, it's kind of hard to chase, but it looks good. You can catch something, but you might not be able to just wait for something as simple as a pullback to surface. Okay, I'm actually gonna sell. I have some MicroStrategy weeklies. I'm gonna take profit here at 876. And 876. We bought them for 3 divided by 3. That's plus 192%. Okay. All right. So now you're right. Like we can wait a little bit. See, we're just holding right below the 8 EMA. If you're new to my trading style, that is my preferred preferred method of, or preferred indicator for SPX on the 10-minute. Wow, FSLR, sorry guys, when the open happens, it's kind of a little frantic for me, which is why I pushed this back 10 minutes, and it still can be a little frantic. I'm going to check out the FSLR chart to see if I want to take profits on some of the calls that we're in. Probably not yet. So it might be breaking through all-time highs, which is why I'm a little reluctant to take profit here right now. Yeah, I'm going to wait on FSLR. See what else is going on and see if we can catch a trade. Oh, wow. MicroStrategy keeps going. Okay, so here, all right, so if you're trading SPX, what are we looking for? Are premiums looking bearish or bullish? They have turned a little bit bearish, but really what we're looking for is, can 71 hold here? If 71 can hold here, and this Apple pullback is exactly what I was looking for. So VIX is coming up a little bit. SPX needs to hold 71 here. Assuming it can hold 71, then we could probably start getting a little aggressive. I haven't actually added anything today yet. I've just been kind of watching a little bit to see what we get. So one name I really like. All right, so this Apple pullback is actually perfect. It's a very viable pullback. I'm trying to get situated. MVTS really good. ACHR. ACHR, this was my trigger and it didn't give me any pullback. I guess I have to wait, but NVTS I really like. 734 is a really good spot to add it. You can see kind of that's at the prior day highs. This was just a failed breakout, but 734 is your trigger for MVTS. If we can get it. ACHR, I definitely hesitated and missed that. I'm not going to chase it. But MVTS definitely still in this buyable zone. Don't need to buy it yet. Just going to give it a second. And then if you look at SPX, it's failing 71 right now. Premiums are definitely super bearish. So if we fail 71, there's an opportunity there to short. Yeah, and that just kind of happened really fast. That happened really, really fast. So we couldn't buy that dip, or we couldn't buy puts there. That happened really fast, and honestly, I wasn't eager to. But this Apple pullback is definitely interesting. It's a little riskier to add here, but assuming Apple can break out, it's actually a very good spot to add. So let me take a look at Apple calls. So if you're unfamiliar with my golden rule, basically any big level that gets gapped above or below needs to be retested. And you're seeing we tested it and then breaking down here. Bull is really struggling. What's going on with Bull? Yeah, it's really struggling. Okay, so here we go on this dip. Like, where are we going to bottom here? Based on premiums, it looks like it can go a little bit lower, and you can see VIX here is pushing through 1675. So going to wait a little bit. Really, I haven't placed a single trade yet, except for pre-market. I placed those pre-market positions. Sorry, calls on SPX. So let's see if SPX can reclaim 60. It might push up and then fail down. Really, really tough trading environment right here, but provides pretty good opportunities, right? So if 60 fails, it'll drop down to 54. I'm really looking for some leveling out before I take a trade. CoreWeave is getting completely nuked. What a difficult name to trade for people who are trading a lot of it. What a tough one. Lunar's, wow, look at Lunar. So Lunar's one that I've been talking about looking good. I didn't buy anything yesterday, but you can see it pumping. Really, really good action there. SPX, let's see if this fails here. If Apple can reclaim here, I'm going to add some calls. It can be a pretty massive move, so it's probably better to buy some time on these calls. If we get the move, if we get the full breakout. Obviously, it depends on the market. I think NVTS, I might want to add a little opportunistically. All right, so with Apple, I'm going to see if this can push through here. Let's see, premiums are. Okay, premiums are getting better again. Whenever I stream on YouTube, my computer decides to crash. So if I slow down, that is why. All right, so Apple, I really like it. I'm gonna add some calls here. I think it's kind of a tricky one right now, right below this level, but it retested support. It's trying to reclaim there. I don't know. It's kind of hard to buy right now. I'm just gonna be a little bit more patient. If it can get some thrust through, I'm okay paying a little bit more for it. Okay, SPX looks decent here, reclaiming 60. It's still a little early in the day. I don't know. Today I'm just really a little bit more cautious than I normally am. I actually have no idea why. Okay, I'm putting in an order to buy some Apple options for next month. I'm buying a little bit more time on these because if this breakout continues, it's going to go pretty parabolic, I think, based on the setup. So Apple November 21st, 270 calls for 475. So I'm waiting a little bit on. I'm not really over trading SPX right here. I'm not really expecting ideal conditions to trade it aggressively. And so personally, I'm just being patient with SPX. I just want to wait. So I have decent size of bull shares. Those are obviously in jeopardy right here. But you can see with a name like this, a high beta name like this, you can see it's going to shake people out. It's not going to trade very cleanly. It looked like a good breakout. I think as long as it holds 1389, I'm going to hold. I would round trip it, but I'm decently okay with that. So basically, if you want to trade SPX here, there's two ways to play it. Hold on, I'm going to add some NVST. NVTS, sorry. So the only trade I placed so far is I closed out my growth strategy and I added Apple. Snow's doing well. I need to exit my bull position in the small account challenge that I'm running. So I exited those. Unfortunately, took a small loss after they were up 100%. Okay, let's see if we can get a trade, right? Nothing, I'm not too eager to trade SPX here, just kind of patiently waiting. One name that I'm kind of pounding the pavement on for a few days now is CrowdStrike, and you can, I think, see that playing out here. We'll see how the tape continues today, but you can see it. Another one I called out today to everybody was SMCI. So let me see. Yeah, I have some in my small account. I'm gonna trim some there. If you're in the Discord, I'm trimming some SMCI. Just I'm not even looking at levels. I'm just trying to take some quick profit. So at 177, I trim 1/3. 177, got out at 177. All right, if you're not in the Discord, um, don't worry. We're gonna get a good trade on the stream. And the point of the stream, right, is to provide, I think, a little bit more educational insight into like how to trade. See, I wasn't really eager to trade SPX there, and you can see why. Like, there's just not a really good clean setup. Okay, I can't keep talking. I just need to buy NVTS. So it's a bit early, right? Like, you honestly should be waiting for this trigger to satisfy. Actually, I'm just gonna wait. All right, so we can see VIX is perking up a little bit. You can see SPX is holding 60 there. Let me take a quick look at premiums. Yeah, premiums are not giving me confidence. Kind of a trick, but this 60 hold is actually not bad for a bit of an opportunistic trade. Wow, and right as I was talking about crowd, it rejected this level here. So that's okay. Run back. All right, Apple looks really, really good. VIX is rejecting this level here at 1675. So this is actually a good spot to take a bit of a riskier trade. And then, sorry, for the small account, I want to add Apple here. Apple is definitely ready. I'm just going to add a small amount of the October 270 calls. Definitely like kind of insane, right? Maybe too insane. So until SPX can reclaim, like, I'm not going to trade it right now. If it can reclaim 71, it's a good trade. It's a good trade if it can reclaim 71, would be above the 8 EMA, and through this key level that I talked about in my morning note. Okay, VIX is failing a little bit, maybe setting something up. Premium's still not showing me anything. So, you can try for 3 points here. Doesn't make a ton of sense. So in ACHR, this one had some put sales yesterday. setting it up for a pretty decent move. If you can buy this back test here, it's not bad at all. And good thing we wait on NBTS. It doesn't make sense to like buy ahead. I was kind of getting a little impatient and wanted to, but you can see like just wait for the confirmation for the breakout. And then with breakout trading, right, you have to wait, right? So here Apple broke through and then it back tested, right? You can usually you can get another opportunity to add back. And if you don't, you miss the trade, find another one. So here, right, like if you want to trade SPX, we want to see 71 push through. We want to see a push through 71. Right now, there's really nothing to do. Market looks pretty strong. Up is the path of least resistance, but I'm not really seeing it. I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna wait and see. If you guys see trades, yourself, please take them. What's interesting, WMB is taking some heat, but I thought EQT triggered for me. They're within the same sector, so maybe it's a low volume sell. Time is doing God's work right now. Really, really good dip buy for me the other day. Let's see if it can continue. Obviously, this is moving off. I think there was something I saw on X about Trump pushing for AI research on cancer. So MicroStrategy is not bad, pushing through this 339 level if it can keep going. All right, hold on one second. All right, sorry, I had to move areas. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, for SPX, let's see what we got here. VIX is pretty weak, but the 71 level is super key, and that's why I mentioned it in my morning note. Now you can see why it was so important. Okay, so you see TSSI. I didn't add a huge amount, but it was just retesting the 8 EMA. Looks very good. AMD looks pretty good here too. Like it looks actually very, very, very good. It's kind of got this choppiness, and then really tightened up here. I think AMD, as long as the market stays over, AMD can be a pretty big trade here above 161. It's just hard with yeah. Look at SPY premiums. The market does not really want to go up right now, not yet. Hard to enter anything with conviction here if the market dips at all. Puts coming down too. Let's see if we can push through 71, we can probably get a decent trade. ACHR, I think I want to add some here after that pullback. Yeah. I like in a perfect world it would have pushed down even further. Like I wanted a little bit more. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get it. If we look at the 5, we could probably justify the trade. Yeah, pushing back to the 8 EMA. This one's ready. I'm going to add some $10 calls. I added ACHR in my small account challenge. Is it going to fill? Okay, I got filled at 59 cents. October 17th, $10 call for point. What did I say? Yeah, $10 call per 59 cents. Bought 4 of them. Okay, so ACHR looks good. Okay, and then AMD is going to be an absolute ripper. I'm like, I don't think I can overstate the confidence here. I'm going to take some lotto size in the small account using weeklies. Now, if the market sours, right, because we know premiums are not perfect right now, trade can really take a hit. So it's a small lotto size. Weeklies 170 for 60 cents. Okay, so let's see how that does. ACHR already working out pretty well, right? You can see that was a pretty good buy there. I'm adding some ACHR in my normal account too. All right, so SPX. All right, I'm losing sight. SPX. Oh, and look at that volume on ACHR. Really good. SPX is really trying right here at this key level. It might. I don't think it's going to push through, but it can. I'm not going to. What is going on with unusual whales? Okay. I'm not seeing it yet. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but I'm not seeing it yet. So, and then also for YouTube, since here's what I added so far today. These are the alerts I put in Discord if you're not in there. Okay, so SPX looks good here. Again, kind of tougher to trade. Oh wow, look at ACHR. So ACHR, really good setup, and then TSSI. Okay, I know I'm getting a little frantic. You could see TSSI was a really good ad, and you can kind of see why. Getting rid of this alert, setting up for a pretty big move. This is an explosive stock with a lot of potential. Obviously, it can fail just like anything else. Market looks pretty good. Held really key level, reclaiming 71. Look, the problem is if you wait for the perfect entry, you might not get anything. But the perfect entry here would be a push up to 77, a retest of 71, and go. That would be the ideal perfect setup. SMCI, you can see what it's doing. It's trying to test this key level, and then with ACHR, good example again. Key levels are really important, right? So you can see if you can identify key levels and have disciplined trading around them, it can be quite beneficial. But like you could see with Apple, right? Um, this is actually a good learning opportunity, right? So for Apple, it had this breakout. You're like, oh, it broke through. I'm going to buy, but usually there's a pullback, right? And like figuring out, I think that's where the art comes in. Like, at which point do you buy? For me, it's an art. I think some people it's a science. With ACHR, you could see with Archer, you could see broke through this level. It was coming to retest, and it didn't quite get there, but it was good enough for me to add. All right, so SPX looks very good here. Again, I'm not in a trade right now just because I don't feel great about it, and I may regret that later and get some FOMO, but I just don't feel amazing about it yet. If we can close this candle above 71 and above the 8 EMA, I'll feel a lot better about it. Okay, we're seeing some good on premium actually, so this can push a lot higher. Honestly, quite a bit of hesitation from me. Not great. Um, Not great. Way more hesitation than I liked, but I don't know. That's how I feel today. So, okay, so remember what I said earlier? Let's see if we can get a back test to the 8 EMA to 71. This is actually very bullish, right? Like, I mean, maybe that's obvious to you. But this is very bullish. Ideally, we can get a little bit of a pullback here. Right? So if we pull back here, that would be ideal to say the least, right? So we want to see SPX come down to here and push up, or we want to see SPX come down to here and push up. Okay, look at this is going to keep going maybe, but look, you could trade this how you want. If you're trading calls and you got in, good for you. Good for you. Good job. For me, I'm going to wait. CRISPR looks really good. CRISPR looks really good. Tesla is pumping. Wow. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into a trade, guys. I hesitated too much. This dip to 60 was a fine ad. Like it would have been a fine ad. I hesitated way too much. So now instead of chasing, oh wow. Okay, look at premiums. They're getting pretty insane. So the pretty big move here. But again, you trade how you want to trade. For me personally, I'd rather wait a little bit. So Chris, if I was watching it, you can see perfect example of breakthrough, retest, level, and push through. That's a perfect example of that. So I'll see if I can find a trade on the stream. I just I'm not going to force it. Just looking through some names that like MMM I added yesterday. From a levels perspective, This 155 is a big spot. So let's see what it can do there. Wow, look at GEO. Look at this. Insane. What a move. I actually had what did I got alerted this morning. I kind of ignored 2217. Yeah. Plug 2, plug looks great. Let's see if Merck. Wow, look at Merck. Holy. If you bought if you bought $85 calls or $80 calls on Merck, that would be such an insane trade. Like such an insane trade. Be like a 100xer almost. PFE also keeps going. Like this is so what's going on with XPI? Yeah. Continues the breakout. So I like guys, I don't have anything to do on SPX right here. I really need it to pull back. If it's not going to pull back, then it's going to go without me. ACHR, I mean, like I'm complaining about not taking SPX trade because I really am upset about hesitating, but it just didn't give me a good entry, right? Like this is not a good buy. This is not a good buy. None of these are good buys. So if you bought it, good job. But for me personally, my style, it's not that wasn't a good opportunity in my eyes, right? So for me personally, it didn't make sense. I'm a little surprised with Vive, and I kind of want to add back. I don't know. This one has notoriously been tricky with fake breakouts. So yeah, SPX keeps going. I'm again can't chase that. I guess while we're let me share my public account. So right now, Bull luckily is recovering a little bit, still up 3% on that, and then Vive is the only one taking a hit with decent size on it. But overall, Tem really pumping through. Bought this back a couple days ago. Really working out there. Um, Core Weave, whatever. But I want to focus on TSSI, right? So buying like there's I don't know, maybe it's a little confusing. There's a difference between averaging down and I wasn't in big size, right? I was in like 10,000 or yeah, 17,000, which is like kind of smaller medium size in this account. And so when I saw an opportunity, I added. Now, is that averaging down? Yes, I think it is a little bit. Is it wrong? No, like for me in this situation, like it was a really good spot to add more since I was a little bit undersized to begin with. And if you guys have questions on charts or anything, let me know. Just add commentary. So, okay, here's actually a good example. If I added Vive here, which I was honestly thinking about, that is averaging down, right? Like I'm still up on the position. I'm pretty much, I would think around break. Let's see. Yeah, in one account, I'm down like 25%, which in options world is not really anything. And in my other account, I'm down 16% on it. Yeah, so like honestly, but this would kind of be averaging down, right? Like not good. You try and buy this, buy this, buy this. I think if it can rebound this 290, I full for what it's worth, I fully expect it to rebound there pretty soon. Okay, look at crowd. Crowd strike can be a pretty insane move that I've been talking about for over. So right now I'm just waiting, seeing if I can get a good entry. What's your strike on new TSS? Oh, Johnny, I just added shares. So with a name like I prefer trading. ACHR has a high implied move, but for the most part, I like trading stock with these wild movers and options with like less implied move, because with these crazy movers, it's just really hard to get a significant return without for TSSI to like actually give me a good return. Basically, I probably get like at least 35% of the options move with shares, if that makes sense. So if the option's going to move up 100%, that means the stock went up like 35%, which I'm like, okay, there's so much more risk with options. If I can capture 30-40% of the move, which is stock, let me do that. Whereas, for example, Triple M, so 3M, this is a great one, and so is Honeywell. These are great ones to add. Or Merck. Let's look at Merck, right? So let's look at Merck. Let's look at options that expire today or tomorrow. Let's look at these 80. Let's look at these $82, right? So if you bought these at 11 cents yesterday, they're now at 5 cents. I don't. That's 5,000% return, right? If you got the same type of move with TSSI, you're not going to get anywhere close to that. You might get like 100% return. So anyway, okay. So SPX stalling a little bit here. I really do think it wants to keep going up, but you can see put premiums are spiking up. So let's see what happens when they close the gap over here. So 3M, you can see what I'm looking at now. I'm really focusing on this level here. Just trying to bring it up. All right, so and then Apple, right? Like all we did was add some November calls looking for the breakout. You can see it's failing a little bit there. And then 3M, really good spot up here if it can break through. It should be a pretty significant move. Premium still moving on SPX in a positive way. And this 80 level is pretty key. So this might be our entry for SPX. I will say I'm a little gun shy to say like this is a good spot to get aggressive because frankly I don't think it is. I would prefer a little bit more of a pullback, but this 80 spot is pretty key. And then based on premiums, it looks like we're going to go up. So I'm going to add a trade here. I would say unless you have the risk appetite for this to fail, because it's a little bit, honestly, a little bit opportunistic. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. You know what? I'm not gonna chase it. The reason why I'm not chasing it is I'm not really interested in chasing it here because once we push once we push through 87, we'll probably push down 91, we'll push down. Like with SPX options, I don't want 5-point moves. I want 10, 20-point moves. Honestly, at this rate, I think I'm going to be locked out all day. I'm not willing to take risky trades right now. And so I don't think I'm going to find a good SPX trade, just being honest. I don't think I'm going to find one unless we get a pullback back down to 71, right? So unless we get this, right? So it would have been good in hindsight, obviously, to add those. If we get that kind of move, that would be good. But I'm definitely locked out right now. Hesitated way too much in the morning. I'm just looking through my watch list, see if there's any names that were interesting to me before that look interesting now. Sound had some actually pretty interesting action this morning. It had this like good liquidation dip. This was definitely on my radar this week. Um, you can see why. Like, got this really nice low volume. Look at this volume, right? So, big volume, big volume, big volume, big volume. Pullback, or I guess that's not a pullback. Kind of this stall, and then this low volume dips, and then you have this high volume push. And what you could see today is another high volume push. I think if you like sound, which I like it, but I'm not, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm not in a very aggressive mood. Sound at 1662 is a good spot. So I'm gonna put alert. If we can get there and we could get the right movement around there that I'd want to see, then I'll consider adding. Software took a pretty big hit yesterday. And I don't know if that's going to sustain or not. My guess is it's not going to sustain. It's a good dip buying opportunity. So those AMD ads, not bad. Apple, I mean, I'm glad I added November calls. So let me just Apple for anybody who's um, trying to learn about charting or technical analysis, whatever. So I don't use anything but EMAs and supply and demand. And then so what you can see with Apple is has this big volume, big push up, and then lower volume. I mean, it's kind of like lower than before, but it's still pretty average. You have this like consolidation, right? So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, getting tight, getting tight, getting tight. And then today was what looked to be a breakout, and it can still happen, right? Looked to be a breakout, but you can see it's failing. Now, in this type of move, what you probably see is a hey, trap everybody from there to like here, push back up, right? So that can almost be similar to sound here, I think. Yeah, sound. You have this breakout, fake breakout here, and then this low volume pull back below the EMAs, and then ideally recaptures the EMAs here before pushing. Okay, with SPX, let's see what we're getting here. Getting a little bit of that softness I wanted, but still nothing viable in my eyes. Nothing viable yet. SMCI is working really well. Like right now, I'm just happy with how my positions are moving, but not over eager to buy anything yet. Right. So okay. So in terms of SPX, this might be a buyable dip here, but if I take a look at premiums, they're not looking perfect. It is weird. It is weird that they leave this yesterday's close avoided. Like that's not the right wording, but that they don't push through there before dropping down. That is a little suspicious. You can see VIX is like 1630 is my big level on VIX. So basically, to unlock this upside, the way you can simplify it is in order to push through here, we need that. Okay, so hold on, let's focus. Is this a Bible dip on SPX? My flip is what do premiums say? Premiums say maybe not. Like maybe not. What does price action say? Price action says like we should find support here at 77, especially as the 8 EMA catches up. And when I say should just means higher probability of it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay, so right, we're holding here. Again, I'm just not eager to get aggressive, especially because premiums aren't perfect right now. I'm honestly being a little. But you could see we held 77. That was buyable. Just yeah, I just got triggered on CAMT. Let's see why. Okay, this one's pretty interesting here. Pretty good breakout. It looks to be. And if it could keep moving, it could be pretty significant. So you can see where I have my level, pretty much this area here. So CAMT is definitely interesting. I'm gonna put another trigger on 3M, and then put CAMT on my watch here. Okay, so with CAMT, you can see like kind of a weird volume. Like it doesn't trade very well. It has this like weird volume spikes. Oh, is that technically after hours? No, that's during the market. Yeah, I don't know why it trades like that. But let's take a look at premiums to see. Basically, trying to build a bull case for it. This must not. I have no idea what's going on. So there hasn't been much premium traded, I guess. Let's take a look at the last few days. Okay, somebody sold these calls at 60. I don't know what's going on here. This is a weird one. That's probably, I don't know why somebody's selling $60 calls when the stock is at 110. With zero, maybe they're closing out. I don't know. Whatever. I think they're closing out their position, taking profits. So I want to get a trade on the stream, right? A SPX trade, but it doesn't really make sense to force it. CoreWeave is interested to green move there. Let's check it out. Yeah, it kind of went to test this level here. Big volume, like not bad. Viva is really gonna frustrate me. This one was looking perfect yesterday. Failing this 290, this basically this 300 level. I'm in October calls, and I don't think I'm gonna cut them just because I still feel pretty good about it, and I'm not gonna get tripped up on this intraday move here. If it closes weak, then I'll consider cutting. All right, so let's take a look at premiums to see. Okay, calls are puts are fading down a little bit on this. So let's take it. We might be able to get a trade soon. All right, I think we have a trade coming soon. So you can see both calls and puts are dropping a little bit, but what I'm really focused on is puts there. And then what I want to see here, right, is this 77 level hold. So it's providing what can be a pretty good opportunity to add some calls here. And I think I'm getting close to buying. VIX is right at the support level. If VIX blows through 1630, then it'll give me a lot more confidence. But you can see tick has been kind of weak all day. Tick is definitely getting weaker here. And then, yeah, calls coming down. I don't know. No good trade yet. I was almost getting close. Okay. I'm going to go for it soon. Still here, just thinking. Right now, just so you know, I'm eyeing the 6690 calls. They're trading about $4 to $5 depending on the tick. I'm trying to be as patient as possible. I'm not so here's what I want to see, right? Like in a perfect world, VIX starts bleeding before the move, but I don't think that'll happen. So assuming that doesn't happen, what I want to see is either this EMA pick back up, A, or I want to see this kind of fail down here and then bid up 71. Those are the two paths I want to see. The first one is a little bit trickier, right? Like if we can drop below 77 and then we can reclaim it and we see VIX moving in the direction I want to see and we see premiums moving in the direction I want to see, it can set up to be a now I would say taking calls here is like it's not a good trade. It's not a terrible trade. It's just not a good trade. But you can see like if tick picking up here, like I'm eager to add because I could see it going up. But like, is it a good trade right now? Maybe, but not a great trade. It's not a bad trade, just not a great trade. What would more confidence is if I saw spy call premiums moving up and put premiums going down. I just don't see it yet. Still super early in the morning. Have a lot of time left to make money, right? So I'm really not trying to force any trades here. So you can see VIX slightly. I wouldn't say it's coming down, but you can see a little bit. I'm also, for what it's worth, I had a pretty insane day yesterday. So for me, I'm not trying to chase money right now, and maybe that's why I'm being a little bit more patient. Okay, see what I was looking for in TSSI is kind of playing out, right? We had that dip to the 8 EMA. Just this is extremely right. You have this I don't know, bull flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, don't care what you call it. This is what you're looking at right here. All right. Yeah. Now you can see with SPX, like it, it was trying to get, but it couldn't. I resisted the urge to chase it, and you can see calls are now dropping down. So now, like, let's see what happens. Is this a short opportunity? I don't know. Like maybe you could short this. But it's not looking like uber upside, I would say. It's not looking like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go to the moon and there's no coming back. Definitely not. That's not that's not what we see right now. We're waiting, right? So again, what we want to see is want to see either we want to see the 8 EMA hold up and bounce through. That's option 1, okay? That provides a decent trade. Option 2 is we actually fail the 8 EMA, but 71 holds up pretty well, and then it consolidates a little bit, and then we push through. That is a better trade. That is a better trade. PDYN is definitely piquing my interest a little bit. Oh wow, look at Meta. This is actually a pretty good spot. Like it closed the gap. Did it? It almost closed. Let me get rid of this. Oh man, it was pretty close to closing the gap. I think there was something. There's something in the space, right? I think pins was down. I guess it recovered. Snap, piece of trash, and then I think Reddit was down. Yeah. So whoever there's, I think it's just some. I'm making this up, but my thought is, especially with what I saw with software yesterday, it being end of quarter, you kind of see this reposition through what funds are buying and selling, and you're kind of seeing that here. Like Meta, pretty insane opportunity here. Let me see what Flow says for Meta, but this is I don't know, just nonstop call selling. Maybe it's not an insane opportunity. All right, so SPX, right? It held this 77. This is actually looking better now. Let's take a quick peek at premiums. Again, if you trade this soft, like as soft as I'm being now, you'll never place a trade. You'll never make money. But I just haven't found a great setup, right? 77 holding is good. I would have liked a full test, but you can see we kind of just pushed at this level here. So fix is still not below the magic number for me. You guys trade it, make all the money without me, and post your gains. But not something. It's not something I'm gonna chase right now. It's not something I'm interested in buying. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of see if there's any good opportunities in my watch list. Okay, so TSSI has now turned into not only a good ad but a great ad. Oh, hold on one second. So yeah, TSSI really good. I was just pulling up my my stock account that I make public is doing pretty good, but TSSI you can see those ads are up 6%. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, I'm still here. Sorry, just give me a sec. Okay, sorry. My son is about to go to school. I was just saying goodbye. You might hear him for a second, but all right. So SPX still kind of just hovering in this range. If we take a quick look at premiums, premiums look good. This is good. Like I would be surprised if it doesn't resolve higher. I'm just waiting. I'm honestly just being a wuss and waiting for the best opportunity. But like, frankly, you don't have to force a trade if you don't, right? Like, it's okay if other people make money and you don't. I think what's not okay is losing money, right? So again, you guys make all the money without me if you're trading this. I'm waiting. I'm also oh, okay. Look at this premium change here. Maybe that's something. Maybe, right? Tick is still way too weak, but that premium changed a little bit. So you see call spiking, puts dropping. This tied, so this is very bullish, but this is not representative of SPY trading. Okay. Whoever tells you it is and like focuses more on tide, in my case, they're wrong, right? And what I use, they're wrong. But you can see SPY call premiums are ticking up. And you can see, yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm again, I'm not going to trade this. You guys trade it, make all the money without me, but there's just not it's not something I want to chase. Like I'd rather save my trades and my mental capital for a better opportunity. But this looks good. This like don't get me wrong, this looks great, right? We had this hold of 77 and then 8 EMA caught up and now it's ripping through in confirmation and premiums. Like this actually looks very good, I will say. And I'm just maybe I don't deserve to trade today. Like you this is a very viable opportunity. Those options we were looking at earlier, yeah, they were around 450 and now it's 650. Just it wasn't a risk I was willing to take. Wow, TSSI is flying now. Holy crap. Okay, MMM just re-triggered for me. Getting close. Like if MMM can push through. Okay, look at this put dump, right? This is very constructive. Markets, I'm honestly going to miss what could be an incredible day because I'm just too scared to get caught. The worst thing you can do today is short this, right? Worst thing you could do is feel trapped out and then revenge trade and try and short this because you're like, oh, I missed out. So I want to like take the I don't know. I've definitely I fell into that once. I remember one time. Hold on, hold on. I need to focus on Honeywell and MMM. These Honeywell and MMM are going to be pretty insane trades. I think. I tried Honeywell. Just full disclosure, I tried Honeywell twice this year already, and the trades just didn't work. I it didn't work out well at all, and I paid the price for it. Industrials and this kind of like I don't know, like this kind of sector has gotten a lot of good flow. MMM got insane flow yesterday, like pretty insane flow yesterday. So between Honeywell and MMM should be really really good. Right? So MMM has really been consolidating for a while now. You can kind of see this multi-week consolidation with a slight dip here in April. And so once it can push through, again, similar to like this Apple move, but like, or the Apple's not even on the same. This is a weekly chart, right? So weekly consolidation. This is what you ideally want to see. Sorry, let me just look at the charts really quick. This is what you want to see ideally in a breakout is you want to see this kind of tightness here, right? You want to see this get really tight. And then as it gets tighter and tighter, you get this push. Do we have that tightness here? No. So like is it going to be as insane of a move? Probably not. But it's still setting up in a pretty proper way. And if you want to talk about weekly, like that's why I like Vive so much. It's been consolidating since May, right? And this 265 level is just the earnings gap, like the low of the earnings gap. So okay, maybe Vive dips today, maybe it dips tomorrow, but we're pretty confident that it gets a move here. Um, it's similar to the conviction I have, although not as high, for CrowdStrike, which I've been talking about in the Discord for over a week now, or for about a week now. All right, so let's go back to SPX, see if we can find a trade here. We're fishing for trades, hunting for trades. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember when we pushed up here and dipped down. I was like, it's kind of weird that they're leaving this hanging. Well, they, I like how we always say they did the job. So if SPX wants to dip, I wouldn't be surprised if it dipped here. I wouldn't expect a big dip, but they did their job and closed this up. And okay, hold on. Let me stop talking. I'm gonna add some MMM. I already have some from yesterday. I just checking across all my accounts. Wow, Vive is really killing my small account right now. I haven't added anything yet. So, I go, okay, look at tick there. Puts coming down. You know what? This looks pretty good now. Let's see what VIX does at 1630. This is like key level for me, right? So if puts coming down there is good. If VIX can kind of continue to blow through, just I'm still here. Sorry, I'm just getting sidetracked and thinking. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with 3M and Honeywell. If you look at Honeywell, they hammered the other day pretty good. Like it's been just dripping lower, lower, lower. So you know what? I just haven't seen enough flow on Honeywell to make me feel warm and fuzzy about it. UNH. Yes, hold on one second. I don't know if you're on the stream. So somebody in Discord just asked about UNH. Hold on, let me see with Honeywell. Man, this is tough. So 3M has much better flow, but Honeywell looks like it bottomed with this hammer. Although if you look at the date, like if you look at the intraday candle, it's kind of a weird hammer. It was like this weird liquidation that took place. But alas, it's still a hammer. It still looks good. So Honeywell. Okay, so what I've decided, Honeywell, I'm just going to wait for it to reclaim this 211, and if it could push through high of day, fine, I'm in. And then 3M, just going to wait a little bit more patiently there. Honestly, just today is all about patience. I'm not trying to be aggressive and overconfident. Give today's insane day. All right, so somebody asked me about UNH. Let me take a quick look. So for what it's worth, if you're not in my Discord, we have made some insane trades on UNH, and twice made some insane trades twice. UNH, it might be ready. I was a little surprised I didn't get much volume yesterday, with 13Fs like for quarterly positions. I was a little surprised that it didn't get much movement yesterday, which kind of made me, I don't know why and whether this is the right take, but it made me a little skeptical that it's ready. Okay, hold on. 3M, I gotta add some 3M here. I'm actually gonna add it. I'm gonna So this is a perfect example of averaging up, not down. So 3M, the position I bought yesterday is up 26%, and I'm gonna triple it, right? I'm gonna triple that position. So I tripled the position at 103. If you're not in the Discord and you're just on YouTube, I added. Oh my God. I'm really hoping every time I look at Vive that it acts better. All right, Honeywell is getting close to a buy. Okay, Honeywell is going to be a buy here. Pretty decent size on this one too. I want to make sure it doesn't fail this former high day. I really wish it. Oh, I really wish it did. Help me, help build my confidence that this is a good trade. Okay, 218K. What are we getting? Selling those calls, but what are you buying? Okay, buying the December 210. Okay, like not. We'll see. Okay, I think it's ready. I don't know. Like Honeywell has been tougher for me to trade, but it looks good. It looks ready. It definitely has bottom. The question is, will it go up enough in time? And that's why, honestly, if you have the capital for it and you like the style, selling puts is a really good strategy. But you probably don't want to sell puts in Honeywell, like just not expensive enough. Okay, I added decent size Honeywell 220 October calls for 130. Like it's technically a little bit early. I wanted to wait for high of day. I like how this volume's building up. What is going on with Vive? I'm actually like perplexed. So these guys who added these calls decided to sell. I'm definitely perplexed. Seeing some cracks in the foundation with SPX here. Honeywell unchanged there. And then you can see MMM, I definitely got caught here. I thought it would break through, but it didn't. So if it continues to push down, I may just take a quick L on there. We'll see. And then Honeywell just added again in my small account. I added the same contracts. Let me just add it. I feel pretty good about that one. Let's see if SMCI can continue pushing through. Circle looks good. All right, so Honeywell's position well. All right, so let's just focus. Let's see how many are people still here. Yeah. All right. If you're new to my trading style, basically you hear people talk smack about VIX not being something you can do a technical analysis. And honestly, largely I agree. If you're saying VIX is above the moving average and this and that, like I, I haven't seen that works well. Okay. So I'm not gonna talk smack on it. It hasn't worked. I haven't seen that be an accurate signal for me. Um, okay. With that said, supply and demand does matter for VIX. Basically, these levels are all where are people buying and selling VIX. It's the same thing with any of these levels, right? So you can see the levels I have. Like I didn't draw them today. You can kind of just see how VIX respects these levels for the most part. Okay, so without overqualifying that and like going too deep on it, just that's the so what about VIX. 1630 is a big level. That 1630 is a big level. So for 1630, I want to see, or for SPX to move higher, I want to see 1630 break. With premiums, not really seeing any super clear confirmation, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Okay, for Vive, I'm gonna maybe regret this later, but at least in my small account, I cannot afford this. I can't afford this drawdown, so I'm gonna trim one contract in my. Actually, I'm gonna trim it all in my small account, but I have pretty big size in my other account, so I'm gonna take it off in the small account for 155. CG looks good. Let's see. CG looks really good, breaking through here. If SMCI can push through this 4950 level, oh, look at this tick. Okay, let me see what's going on. No. So when I see something like tick moving up like that, I say, okay, can I get confirmation elsewhere that this is going to move up? And while it might still move up, I just don't see the confirmation in but you see tick improving. Really, okay, really what I want, and I'll probably add some silly calls here to get some squeeze type, just insanity mode calls, is VIX under 1630. Now, unfortunately, what can happen is it might happen after this push up, but SPX is very strong here. Like, there's no reason, definitely no reason to short. Like, honestly, just get your head checked if you're shorting this. Okay, you can see calls are now spiking. This looks pretty good. Again, I'm definitely a little soft here, but this looks good. If VIX can push through here, I can see SMC like yeah. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Like this looks very good. I'm just honestly I don't know. Just not feeling it today. Okay, I'm gonna add a very small size, but I'm tired of hesitating. Very small size. 6,700 calls for 225. Okay, so Honeywell, I sized up on that one. Triple M, decent size, but Honeywell sized up. Let's see if we get it. I'm just putting it in chat just so it's there. But like, I'm not sizing up, right? Tick looks really good here. I don't know. We're seeing premiums fade a little bit. Tick is really strong though. This is okay, and VIX is failing. I'm gonna. All right, so you can see I stopped messing around. You can see SPX is moving. I added small size, small size, but you can see why I added, right? Like looked ready. VIX was now looking to fail 1630. Just got to be watch out. We just got to be careful for it reclaiming 1630. But let's see. Again, I'm not in a mode of like let's make a ton of money today. I'm in a mode of let's get some good trades. Let's be thoughtful. Let's strike when the iron's hot, but not be insane. Look at SMCI though, peeking its head out. Now, if this continues, could be pretty fantastic. So let's see if SPX can continue pushing through. But look at SMCI. There's something special brewing there for sure. So if you're in this trade with me, you want to see either you take quick profits here at 91, or we go for 67. I mean, this if this gets to 6,700, we're looking for 6,710, and through 6,710, just hold on to your horses, right? Actually, you know what? In the small account, it's so hard to trade small account for what it's worth, like pretty impossible. Um, but let's try and play a super squeeze. Okay, in the small account, playing a super squeeze just with the cash I have left. I added the 67.25 call for 25 cents. Okay, you see VIX now finally below this level, right? So we can still make money on, even though we don't catch the whole move. You're up 63%. Not a bad place to take profit. But I'm not going to take profit. Because I'm smaller size, I'm just going to press it as hard as I can. So Honeywell's acting right. Let's see if 3M can act right too. Oh man, EBS I traded out of yesterday because I was getting a little impatient and I wanted my capital back, but it's working. However, I used that capital by TSSI, so not not a terrible outcome. All right, so again, like this is a good spot. If you're up 60% in a minute, you take profits, at least on some. For me, I'm in small size, so honestly, if they go to zero, I don't care. Um, but I want it to be I want to play the squeeze. Like if you read my morning note, basically what I'm looking for is let's test 6,700. So what you can see today is usually we don't just fly through those levels. You can kind of see this. Honestly, it can be just really annoying up here. And then we push up to 6,700. And then, in classic fashion, we hit 6,700 and it dips down. I would like to see us squeeze harder than that. I would like to see us hit some pretty insane move. All right, if you guys are still in chat, send something. Let me know what's going on. Ask a question or give me some feedback. If you're in my Discord, it's fine, But if you're not in the Discord and you're new, would love to hear any questions or comments from you. Okay, there are no questions, comments. Okay. I will. I'm gonna. I know I'm in a trade, but I'm gonna make a coffee. I'm gonna be right back. All right, I'm back. Great trade so far. Just kind of watching it from the side. Um, I'm just going to take profit on half my contracts at 480 for no particular reason other than I'm just going to lock some in on this pump. All right, so I took profit on half there. I like so is only are the only people in here from the Discord? If you're not, okay, let's try something. I hope you if you made money on that trade, you should feel a little happier now. If you're not in the Discord and you're on the stream, leave a comment in the chat. Because if you don't say anything, I'm just gonna cancel the stream because there's no point in doing it on YouTube. YouTube is terrible. So I'll give you 2 minutes to say something. If not, I'm just cutting the stream because I can just do it on Discord, much easier. All right, so I'm gonna give it 2 minutes. If I don't hear back, I'll see you guys next time. Jordan, you can't say anything. You're part of the Discord. But okay, so nobody in here, there's 21 people. If everybody's from the Discord, I'm just gonna move this to Discord stream. So last chance, give it 30 more seconds. And I will still stream from a Discord. I might need a break at some point. Let me check my schedule really quick. Hold on 1 second. Wait, what is it? Oh. All right, I have time because I had things moved around. Okay, nobody responded. Ending the stream. I'm gonna move to Discord. I will see you guys over there. If you're not in the Discord and you just are too shy or don't know how to type, then maybe join tomorrow and build the courage. I'll see you guys.